Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hey, hello and welcome to the AHA channel, the channel that makes you go AHA. And my name is Asri. Studying about gerund can be a bit tricky, especially for those who are non-native speakers of English, because it might not appear in our first languages or our mother tongue. Well, at least not in Indonesian. So we can use verb for subject or object without adding anything to it, like ing, for example. So that's why today I want to talk about it. I want to talk about gerund. I want to talk about what gerund is, and I'm also gonna talk about when we must use it. So if you find that this is an interesting topic, or gerund is what you want to know about and you want to improve your English, because this will definitely help you to do that, please continue watching and don't forget to hit like, comment and subscribe. Okay, gerund is a verb that you add ing or ing to it, and it causes the change of the class of word from verb to noun. But don't get confused with the present progressive marker, because you also have to add ing to the verb, but the class of word doesn't change at all. It's still verb. So how do we differentiate between gerund and present progressive? Well, if it is a present progressive marker, then there should be subject and to be before the verb in. So let's say I am teaching English now. We know that teaching here is a present progressive because there are subject I and to be am. So we can say that this is a present progressive marker, not a gerund. So now let me give you an example of gerund in a sentence. My hobby is singing. Singing here is not an activity or something that's on progress. It is an activity of singing that I love, and that is my hobby. So singing here is a noun, an activity. So singing here is a gerund. Okay, this is the second example of gerund in a sentence. Waiting makes me bored. Waiting here is a subject in a sentence. And waiting here is not an activity that's on progress. Waiting here is an action of waiting. So it's a noun. So we can say that waiting here is a gerund. In another case, verb ing can also be adjectives, not a noun. But we're not going to talk about it here on the video. Now, if English is not your mother tongue, then studying about gerund can be a bit, let's say, complicated, because in some other languages, such thing doesn't exist. For example, Indonesian, my first language. We don't have to change verb into anything to make it either subject, object, or predicate, or whatever, you name it. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 examples to explain it. The first sentence, makan es krim membuat saya gemuk. Here, makan is a subject. Makan is the verb here, and it is eat in English. Here, it is a subject. Second examples, dia tidak pernah makan malam. Makan here, or eat here, is a predicate. This is the third example. Saya tidak suka makan. Makan here is an object in a sentence. So you can see here that the word makan, the verb makan, doesn't change at all. We don't have to add anything to it. We don't have to add ing, for example, to it. It's all the same. I know this gerund thing is a bit complicated for us, the non-native speakers of English. Yes, I know that. But by studying it, we can help ourselves improve our English. And this is one of the reasons why I share this video. Okay, now that we've agreed studying about gerund will improve our English, now let's talk about when we must use gerund in English. The first, we have to use gerund if you want to use verb as a subject in a sentence. The doer in a sentence, that's what subject means, or the focus of the sentence that it should be or it must be described or explained in a sentence. That is what subject means. So for example, eating ice cream makes me fat. Second, we must use gerund if we want to use verb as an object in a sentence. So for example, I hate waking up at 2 a.m. Thirdly, we must use gerund if we want to use a verb as a subject complement. So for example, my hobby is eating. Number 4, you also have to use gerund if you want to use a verb as an object complement in a sentence. For example, talking to people is the best part of my job. Number 4, you have to use gerund if you want to use verb after prepositions such as of, in, or at. For example, I'm fond of traveling. Number 5, you also have to use gerund if you want to use verb after a possessive pronoun. For example, I hate your acting like a boss. Okay, and that's all about gerund. Hope you liked the video, and please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.